Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
I'm losing weight. Are we recording? Fuck.
You know that's staying in, right?
Welcome to another episode of Flyover State of Film. Girl power and feminism to the 10th. I'm TJ. As usual, I have my boys with me. I got Baby Spice Brian.
Hello, I'm a weirdly sexualized baby.
Yeah.
I'm just a sportswoman.
I got Chile Spice Yusuf over there. Guys,
I'm the rejected. I'm the
I don't
rejected
say
Puerto Rican
much,
Spice.
but no one really ever remembers me.
if I'd argue she has the best role in the film. Anyway, we'll get into that later.
Don't those spoilers, TJ. Come on, hold that.
We did.
Hold those
We
hot takes
we
to
did
the
talk
end.
about the Spice World. I don't do a great accent of anything, so it'll come in and out.
I feel like
I don't know why I didn't expect everybody to try to do a British accent, but
Hey, we're gonna
makes
do a
sense.
British
Makes
accent there, but that's a little
I'm
better.
already
There.
doing.
I think my British accent is pretty good,
think-
really.
I think Morgan's gonna, like redact his episode of Flyover
Put
State
another
of
chimp
Film.
on the Barbie. Oh wait, that's not. It's not.
I've only ever heard Americans try to do British accents. I've never heard somebody who already had an accent try to crack one out. That's interesting. I like that.
I saw a funny video yesterday of an Irish person going around being like, "Can you imitate Americans?" And like majority of like ranging of all ages, majority of the kids were like, "Hi, I'm from America and I have a YouTube channel." That's all we see.
So Brian, you're just gonna lose it now, huh?
Oh, it's too hot. Are you kidding?
Okay, cool. Anyway, I mean, Joe, when you said funny video, I thought you were talking about the Avatar trailer. Guys, it's been fucking 14 years. How long has it been?
2009, I believe.
Yeah,
movie was
13
released.
years. It'll be
Yeah.
about 13 years-ish.
Who you care?
It looks clean. It still looks like a CG, like it still looks like a screensaver.
Right, and also, like, I just feel like it looks like every other one of those, like, big-budget Disney movies they tried to do after Avatar that bombed. Like, it looks like John Carter, it looks like Valerian, it looks like, you know what I mean? It's just like...
I think what's weird, it's like, it's such a long gap. It's not a property, right? And that's what people
Hey,
flock
but this
to
guy is
see.
excited for it. Look at him.
Oh,
Look at this
yeah.
douchebag.
Fuck yeah.
And like,
Trailer reactions, baby. Let's go.
and
I
like,
can't wait.
who's it for? Who, like, what's the value of that movie? What is
Okay,
it?
theoretically, is there a generation of, like, kids younger even than Joe who, like, have grown up
Yeah,
with,
it
with the first Avatar, and it's just, like, a movie they watch all the time on cable
Well, it's a
or
great
on
question.
there? Like,
It's
is
a
that
big cable
possible?
movie.
Is there like a crowd that isn't on Twitter yet that is scrounging for this?
It's 2009, so I was a junior in high school ish.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So, like, are there kids who were, like, even younger than
it
that?
played on FX a lot after. So I imagine, yeah, like kids in middle school might be like
Right,
I
I should have asked Harrison and gotten his expert opinion on this.
yeah,
You know what the equivalent to that was? Is like when Transformers came out when I was in high school, like a junior, when everyone was like,
I
this is the next big thing. CGI is the greatest tool
mean-
ever. It's like the entire movie is just that.
I mean, if I'm who owns this? Universal?
No, it's a Disney also.
Disney?
Yeah.
If I'm
It was
Disney,
it was
I'm
Fox.
or whomever, I'm showing the first Avatar nonstop on whatever cable channel I own just to get a new audience in.
You would think. I mean,
Right?
They'll
Like-
probably
Not
do like a
as much as
making of
possible.
shit.
They
Oh, it's
did
gonna be
re-release in the
re-released.
theater
Yeah.
not too long ago because they did it to compete with Endgame.
They're
They
gonna
were like,
re-release.
we're gonna put out an Avatar in the theater again to get the #1 spot again or whatever.
And they did. They're
And
gonna
they did.
re-release.
So enough people, I guess, went to see it then.
They're gonna re-release the first Avatar before this one too. I'm sure it's gonna get like a
Wait,
little run.
is this one coming around Christmas time?
Yeah, and it's
Okay,
gonna
that's
get,
when the last one released.
and I'm sure it's gonna get like 1,000 events too.
I have I know the whole like Pocahontas storyline, Ferngully, blah blah blah, but like other than that, I don't know what it's fucking about.
I
Right,
picked
no
it
one
up.
really knows what this one is about. I mean, except family, which so that's what Fast and Furious movies are about.
Yeah.
So
I picked it
whatever.
up recently.
and it's
in
also
like
what Star Wars movies are about, I guess. Kind
Yeah,
of.
I picked it up recently in a lot, and I will rewatch Avatar once for the first time in 13 years.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on Disney Plus, and Harrison's never seen it, so probably before the new one comes out, I'll end up watching it.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I don't know if I can bring myself to go see this one in the theater, though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I couldn't live with myself after I talked shit for 10 years to be like, but I went and plunked down my money like a dumbass.
Maybe
Like,
maybe 4 weeks later, because it's not gonna
maybe when you already know when it's settled and you know about how much money.
Just
it's gonna
don't tweet
make.
about it. Just don't
like
tweet
like
about it.
Avatar had that run.
I'll know it happened though.
Avatar had that rare run of it was #1 for 10 weeks in a row because people just fucking kept seeing it. Like I remember my parents saw it 6 weeks later, and it was something like that, and it was still crowded.
I didn't see it till way late in the run either, but I did see it in the theater.
So what happened with Titanic too? Cameron
Now,
just
Titanic's the other way, though. I saw that opening weekend because it was just a movie that was coming out, and I was in high school. And we always went and saw the new movie on Friday nights, so that's what we did, and it happened to be Titanic.
And
And it
Titanic's
was
the
the biggest
shit.
movie ever. But I do remember watching it opening night and being like, "This movie kicks ass."
it'd just be great if James
You get some
Cameron just
boobs. You get
made a few other movies that
period
weren't just
piece.
Avatars.
I tweeted about this actually. I said, no matter whether Avatar's good 2 or 3 or good, whether they're good or not, it doesn't matter. I'm always going to resent them for taking James Cameron away from doing more varied projects.
Yeah.
Like
Titanic 2.
like Alien. Like he could be the guy to bring back Alien.
Back to the boat.
He could do the third part of Ridley's second trilogy, and people would like it. People would accept that.
Does anyone remember the horror movie Ghost Ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
If that was like a James Cameron Titanic 2, that
Yeah.
would.
See, that movie
All the
pisses
ghosts.
me off because it has this great 5-minute intro, and the movie's dog shit.
Yes.
But there's
a lot of times
chuds-
you got that. Somebody had that cold open. They had that idea, but they didn't have anything to back
But
it up.
there's chuds on the internet. And it's like,
It
it was
was-
great because the first 5 minutes, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was
no, that
picked-
only works for Up.
No, like,
picked
I was just
for,
gonna say that's like the same thing with Up. It's like Up is like a 10-minute short, and the rest of that movie sucks.
we picked that scene for the best horror kills in our
Yeah, we did.
best horror
Oh, yeah, it's a
kills
great one.
bracket.
It's definitely up there.
Good shit.
I was reminded today that there's a third Jurassic World coming out, and I completely forgot until someone at work was like, "Oh, you excited for the Jurassic Park?" Because I complimented him on his Godzilla shirt.
This is the opposite.
Yeah,
of what I'm
reptiles.
saying. Yeah, well, this is the opposite of what I'm saying, Avatar, because I hate Jurassic World. I hate Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom for some fucking reason. But the first trailer that hit, the second trailer not so much, but the first one, I think it was 6 months ago, if not a little bit sooner. But
Well, they had that little short too. Did you watch that where the T-Rex attacks the mobile home park or whatever?
I'm in.
That's
I'll watch it. I'm gonna go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I've been very good at. Maybe it's because last year or 2 years ago I watched the Winter Olympics and I was watching that sport where they're in ice and there's a lady with a big stone and people are scrubbing the ice. Curling. I've been curling a lot of franchises. Marvel, I curled the fuck out of it. And Jurassic Park, after Fallen Kingdom, whoop, it was a bullseye, and I knocked over the other balls, and it was right in the middle, scored a lot of points. Curling.
Jurassic World is the rare movie where I curled it away because I was like, I saw it in theaters and I was like, this is pretty good. This is not bad. I'm enjoying it. Went home and I was like, that kind of fucking sucked. And it's
Oh,
just
it sucks so
increasingly like gone Fallen Kingdom. No thanks. This one gives this new movie's trailer gives me the same vibes that the Independence Day reboot had.
Ooh, that's a great example.
Yep.
The
Like-
resurgence there.
Like you're selling us on a. Just watch Moonfall instead, guys. You'll get the
Guys, can I get my hot take
Moonfall
on
is
this?
very
Finally, I've been
dangerous.
waiting. I've been waiting
Moonfall
ever
is
so
very
patiently.
dangerous.
Brian, be on my side, Brian.
Guys, the stupid haunted house ending of Fallen Kingdom is growing on me, guys. The fucking dinosaur in a mansion. Okay, maybe it's not just because I like the relic and it's got that vibe of the monster creeping around the different museum places. I don't know. I think
Just
I'm
the
starting. I think
first-
I think what's starting to happen is I'm done like deifying a franchise. Like Jurassic Park, no matter how bad or crazy or stupid these movies get, Jurassic Park is still Jurassic Park. So you can just
Yeah.
I'm done with it's fine. My version of bad movies that is just like slacker franchise entries. I'm like, this is just
Yeah.
dumb. This is just a monster movie. Whatever. It's stupid.
Yeah,
But
the
I do
first,
think the third one looks like an improvement.
no, the
Okay.
first Jurassic
Right.
World felt like I legit took crazy pills because I walked out of that theater with a bunch of friends and I think I was with my wife and I was like, that movie was a piece of shit. And everybody's like, what the fuck
Dude,
are you talking about?
that
It's so
was-
good. And I was like, what is happening around? Are
You
you
said-
punking me?
See, I was
Like,
just
is this
one
a
of those things
joke?
where I was just never like
You
that.
said-
I guess I just never was that hung up on it. I was like, I don't think it's a great movie, but I was
It
just
was
like,
so bad.
whatever. Popcorn. This popcorn movie. This
You
is
said-
a big budget. It's competent.
It's so funny you said that. That was like one of the first like dumb fights Laura and I got in over like a movie because she's like, "Why are you so like angry that it was bad?" And I'm like, "You thought it was good?" You know, one of those like which don't happen very often.
No, the
that
other
movie-
day, I think
first
a
of-
few years ago, my wife rewatched it and she was like, why did I like this piece of shit? And I was like, thank you.
yeah, like I was gonna because we own everything. If I'm gonna own it, because why not? But
Well, yeah, because you got to have it in your franchise. It's your completionist. You got to have it.
yeah, I need Lost World and 3 first to.
We might as well wait till this one comes out and then buy a 6-pack Blu-ray of all.
Dude, they
of
were
them.
already they're already hawking a box set, and I looked at it and went, "What's the point? There's a new one out." You
Yeah, like why would you buy a 5 box set when number 6 is coming out? That's so stupid.
yeah. Go to the toy aisle at Target; they're all there.
Can we make the comment that TJ looks like Ron Swanson because we said it off mic and I just keep staring at him in the
Yeah,
photo
and post the photo of Ron Swanson, specifically drunk Ron
The drunk
Swanson,
Swanson,
dancing,
where he's all like, "Yeah, that's the one."
wearing I think it
Yeah.
was
It's-
April's hat.
it's too much. Yeah.
Anyway, topic.
I can bring the past.
Topic.
Topic.
What are the
Wait,
topics?
let me.
Who's first?
Yeah.
I don't even know
do you want
who
me?
has
Me?
best performance.
Yeah. So, we're watching Spice World, and where I would
Not the
argue
porn
that.
channel.
Yeah. And I would argue.
90s kids out there.
I would argue that the best acting ever humanly done by musicians is captured there. But
So many. You have your pick too, because there's not only there's so many cameos, and we'll get to it later. But my God, the musicians and comedians that show up.
There
Yeah,
are some
but
that
this-
were cut that we'll bring up too.
oh, I did not know that.
From Spice World, a very controversial one was cut, but we'll bring it up later.
Michael Jackson.
Jimmy Savile.
No, Gary Glitter.
Oh yeah, gotta think of it.
But they chose to play a Gary Glitter song, perform a Gary Glitter song still.
Yeah, they gotta
no,
play
they-
to that baby crowd.
but no,
So
his shit like
oh, good.
oh no, I'm saying it was in the movie, and then his shit like his like pedophilia stuff broke like I think a month before the release, so they like hastily cut it out.
Yeah, and he went on the run, and that was fun.
Anyway,
So yeah, this topic is broad. I have a lot of honorable mentions.
Yeah.
People that sing can act well,
them.
surprisingly, and they're fun.
Turns out
They're
performers are
Yeah.
often talented at performing.
Correct.
very fucking weird. I'm gonna do mine quickie.
Harry Styles
this
and
one is-
Dunkirk.
This is not the one that I wanted to, be broad on, but I feel like maybe nobody's gonna say it, or Brian is gonna say it and I want to steal it. Aretha Franklin in Blues Brothers. She's fun. She has a great scene in the diner. She has a great song with her.
Is she playing herself? Is that
husband.
someone who plays himself, or they play anything?
Not
No,
really.
she's not playing herself.
She's playing Mac, the guitar player's wife.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Great moment. The Blues Brothers, and that's one of the things that I liked about the Blues Brothers. Like they, despite them whitewashing the blues, they bring in a lot of black musicians and highlight their talents, and that's a great scene. She's very funny in that scene. She does a great.
Because they just said, "Here's a bunch of cocaine. Please come to the set for the Blues Brothers," and everyone was like, "This is the best time I've ever had at a movie."
Hell yeah!
All right, Joe. What's your pick?
I did want to kind of, because I feel like all of our honor mentions are going to kind of be all the usuals. So I went a little outside of the box. Meatloaf and Tenacious D specifically as Jack Black's dad.
As a dad,
I think it's such a fun, it's a perfect father for Jack Black. It's such a fun cameo.
We
it's really
can just name off Meatloaf roles because Meatloaf kills it in a bunch of different things.
That was my really fun pick, and then I had struggling picking who, but anytime ever Mos Def has popped up in any role he's ever been in.
Yeah, Mos
Def is good.
Like Be Kind Rewind, 16 Blocks, hell, even the bad season of Dexter, he's good in that season.
That's true.
As the preacher. Love Mos Def. So yeah, that's kind of where I was leaning. I have a bunch of honorable mentions. The one person I don't want to include, because I did look at some lists, is people like fucking Mark Wahlberg, and it's like, no, you're an actor.
No, Mark Wahlberg's an actor. He happened to sing a little.
Just want to throw that out there. Like,
he's crossed over. You cannot consider him a singer.
TJ can't come on here and be like Donnie Wahlberg, Blue Bloods.
I love that.
Hey, he's a singer. So I do love that he got to do a song with Jack Black too. That's like kind of the kicker. That's a great song too.
That's something that this movie did not pull the trigger on. I was very mad about Spice Girls having Meatloaf. Be like, you're not gonna have Meatloaf sing with the Spice Girls. That you're not gonna do that. Insane.
I love these girls. Now do anything for them. But I'm not
one with the. Yeah, I took that note.
It's hilarious. Anyway, so can we count Shaq then for Kazam? And
no, he was a ball player
because he is terrible.
To be fair, though, probably for Brian, at least for me, an early one that you never really kind of saw coming. It's one of those movies kind of follows with Rocketeer and that age. But Madonna and Dick Tracy.
Oh, and Madonna and
League of Their Own.
Yeah, League of Their Own, obviously.
Yeah. And every other little role she's done, but just her in that, it was she's the villain. Spoilers.
That's cool. It's an early, not a thing you might not have thought to see in the early 90s.
No, she has the sexual icon.
Femme fatale.
Yeah.
Well, did she career? She had a really big career, but movie career wise, shoot herself in the foot when she did that Evita or something movie.
That was later.
Evita was okay. She was fine with that. She did some movies when she was married to Guy Ritchie that got pretty poorly received.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she has a lot of sex on screen.
Would you put no one's gonna say, or it might be honorable mentions, but I guess Jennifer Lopez would be.
Again, I would say has she transitioned, but she stayed active singing. It's not like Mark Wahlberg is still putting out albums. J-Lo still continues.
J-Lo killed it and Made in Manhattan and Mother-in-Law, Monster-in-Law.
Did you guys see Marry Me, which the whole time felt like a fake movie, but I had 100-degree fever and it was on Paramount, and I went, why not? And I literally apologized to Laura when she walked in the door. I was like, it was like I was watching
porn,
but not just porn, gay porn. I was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, what are you watching? And I was like,
I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed.
But I've never watched a movie more than J-Lo's Marry Me that felt like a fake movie for all hour.
Am I watching a 30 Rock episode where the fake movie just goes on the whole time?
No.
What about you, Brian?
I want to go back. This is one that I remember being a big deal at the time, and I don't know if you guys even have seen the movie or even remember it at all, but Dwight Yoakam in Slingblade. It was a huge deal. He was a country star, and then Slingblade came out, which if anybody doesn't know, that's kind of the movie that broke Billy Bob Thornton out from being a character actor to being more of a lead. Well, or an upper echelon character actor, I guess, what Billy Bob is. But it kind of broke him out, and I remember just it being a big, like, one of those shocking things where they were like, "Oh my gosh, Dwight Yoakam, and he's acting," and it's like, no, he's just playing a redneck asshole, like
Yeah.
his father.
He was
It's probably not a
being
Why is
he
why
made
is
his money in
he
country music, but
why is
I
he?
don't know who like Yoakam is.
The
Yoakam,
name's so
Dwight
familiar.
Yoakam. Well, how about Courtney Love and People versus Larry Flint?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Another
Oh,
thing
yeah.
where she's doing amazing work, but also maybe she was just kind of playing herself a little bit. Like,
You know what's weird about Courtney Love acting too is I think like she's in Man on the Moon and she does not fit in that movie.
yeah, she's all right in that. I think you could have cast it better, but she's not terrible. She doesn't she doesn't take me out of it.
Okay, just Dwight Yoakam. I don't know why
To
I
be
thought he
fair,
was.
I remember her being in People versus Larry Flint. I barely even remember that she's the female lead of Man on the Moon.
I got Ruben Blades, the Panamanian salsa singer, in Predator 2. I mean, he's in a shit ton of other movies, but
Right, he's in a lot of stuff actually.
Predator 2. Like, I remember as a kid, like, my mom was like not obsessed with him, but she was in the rotation of the songs that we would play. And I remember watching Predator for the first time. I was like, "What the?" As a kid, I was like, "Wait, what? Like, how is? Wait,
My man's teamed up with Danny Glover now.
yeah."
about
But yeah, Predator 2, like, it's a one of my low key favorite movies of all time. And he's awesome in that movie.
What about the blind kid from Roadhouse? Is that a real band?
Yeah, he's a real musician. Yeah, absolutely.
Shit, there you go. And then the band from isn't the band from Dusk Till Dawn a real band too?
Yeah, they're in He's in Desperado too.
Yeah, they're my
It's all about
mariachi.
bands.
It's Los Lobos, I think.
I
Los
mean,
Lobos?
Or maybe
the dance.
is he doing Tarantula? I can't remember.
We cannot ignore Ice Cube, Friday, and Boys in the Hood, and
Early
literally
Cube.
everything and everything.
I
LL
also
Cool
want to
J,
go back and hit
Deep
the
Blue
other
Sea.
Meatloaf hits of like Fight Club, Rocky Horror Picture Show, his
Rocky
cameo
Horror.
in Wayne's World. Awesome, all good stuff.
I mean, there's so many. Even like something like low key like Harry Connick Jr. and Iron Giant. I was watching that movie. Like a voice acting. Like those are really good voice acting one for someone who shouldn't.
Independence Day.
He was great in Will and Grace.
He was on Copycat. He's awesome in Copycat.
Okay, well, I was just naming Iron Giant, guys. The crowning one.
Cher and Moonstruck.
Check out that episode of
She won a fucking Oscar. Okay, so
Witches of Eastwick.
Lady Gaga.
Her cameo in Stuck on You, where she dates Frankie Muniz.
Rihanna when she's in This Is the End.
Battleship.
Yes.
She's actually
Rihanna and Valerian. City of a Thousand Planets.
She's hysterical in This Is the End. Everyone playing themselves is funny in This Is the End.
That's one of the best comedies.
No, I do want to really though. Jennifer Hudson doing it once, winning an Oscar.
Yeah, she also won an Oscar too. Yeah.
Beyonce, Austin Powers, Buy Your Shag.
Good
No.
pick.
I feel like we're squeezing.
No, now you're just naming shit. She's in that.
We're just saying things. I mean, I feel like I wasn't heard, but we have to say it again because everybody loves this movie. LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea. That's
amazing.
We have to say that.
Okay, well, there's a tandem.
Surviving the game, Flyover Classics.
There's a tandem. LL Cool J and Queen Latifah in The Last Holiday. Just a fucking tearjerker.
Rhymes and Halloween Resurrection. We're just naming shit now.
No,
we're just saying names at this point.
Put some respect in the Queen's name, all right?
All right. Topic.
What? No, we got so much more. What are some honorable mentions?
No, we're just naming things. There's no more honorable mentions. There's no honor left in these mentions.
I'm an M&A mile. That was a good one.
Brian, your topic.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, I was just, again, I think we're being kind of lazy with the topics. We're making them so broad and so general that it's just like, but I was just thinking, what's a band that doesn't already have, I guess, a movie that you'd like to see a movie about? And I guess in my mind, I wasn't thinking biopic, but if you want to see another biopic, I guess that you can do whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
No, I feel like the Spice World is fun. Like I feel like they're doing that with Weird Al Yankovic. I don't think that's gonna be a straightforward.
Yeah, oh no, it definitely looks like there's going to be comedy elements in that for sure.
It weirds me out that it's a Roku original movie where it feels like a Redbox movie. It just is being cut with a good trailer.
Yeah, but I'll
Like
watch it.
Gotti.
Hi,
Like,
Cliff.
Hey, it's Weird Al and Daniel Radcliffe. I'll fucking watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch
it.
Yeah, no, they're well, the Spice Girls movie. I mean, it's basically someone trying to be like a Hard Day's Night, right? With like, let's be surrealist
Yeah, absolutely.
Beatles
It's like-
movie. I guess I'll start. I want to see like a horror movie, but like about Ozzy and Black Sabbath's life, but not like a traditional biopic.
You're not gonna pick Rob Zombie?
No. So you kind of like, you're not telling a story. It's not even going to be done like something like Rocketman, which was really well done, right? Like that's how Bohemian Rhapsody should have been done, like Rocketman. But I think you could do a really good Ozzy, like the with Black Sabbath, like the 70s years, or like early 80s, where things were real, probably fucking bleak and dark. But tell it in the form of like the form of a horror story, and I don't know how to
do something maybe like a rat tied in with the Satanic Panic, since it's like kind of like locked in with that anyway, like kind of wrap it
like that, like tongue in cheek, some surreal shit. Like
you should have Happy Madison Productions handle it, Adam Sandler direct it, and there you go.
Well,
like Little Nicky.
Little Nicky.
As long as it's him trying to be on vacation with his friends.
Yeah, see. No,
he's a serious actor now, Yusef. He's making serious movies.
Adam Sandler is actually Ozzy, and he's gonna go, I'm Ozzy Osbourne.
The movie's gonna end, like the whole third act of the movie is gonna be the Osbournes era from the early 2000s of them like living in that house and that fake reality show and shit.
You guys are just haters.
I've been slowly over the years showing Laura Happy Madison films because it's such a blind spot in her life. She didn't know what to make of the hot chick the other week. She was very upset.
Yeah, you're going deep cuts too. Like, so you're not just doing the hits. You're making her watch everything.
I told her
that movie is very problematic.
Oh,
and my wife loves it.
You know who it's more problematic for than anything else? Heavy people. Anything else? The fat jokes in that movie are you're like.
I thought Heavy People was like a movie. I was like,
no, I was trying to be politically correct.
Real big Shallow Hal energy here. I mean,
no, worse than Shallow Hal, because at least Shallow Hal had like a message at the end of it. This was just like, she's wearing a Twister dress because she's big.
Yeah, Shallow Hal is 99.99% fat shaming, and then fat people are okay.
They'll still Piper.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good people.
I do love Jack Black though, so no Jack Black slander on my timeline.
Girl power episode, Joe. You don't say that.
What did I say?
I'll still Piper.
I said Jack Black will still Piper. Me.
It's the same.
Did you see what Gwen Paltrow looked like in that with it? No. We're okay.
Anyway, what I'm thinking is,
what's the topic?
Musician biopic or musician movie.
I say one of my favorite bands growing up, groups, R&B artists, Boyz II Men, but we start them right after the supposed intro where they're supposed to be the ones in the beginning of the Will Smith or the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the ones that spin them on the head and have the fight because they come back later for the Christmas episode or his nephew's christening where he wants to sing for him, but they're like, you're the dude we got in a fight with in Philly back in the day, which kind of brings it back. But you start from there, and then we're going to go the Brian's route that he hates, a biopic of Boyz II Men. Starting from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they've already kind of almost hit their brand level, and I believe one of them eventually passes, if not two of them. And now it's three of them doing constant reunion tours all over the U.S. just to kind of stay relevant, which kind of what the Spice Girls unfortunately do now. Three or four of them that kind of do this, but do it that way, have a funny start to it, but then get super sad and awful and dramatic with it.
Boyz II Men had a real fucked up storyline.
Yeah.
Did you watch that Netflix like how music it was kind of like How the Movies Made Us, but it was music influences, and they focused heavily on Boyz II Men and their story.
I mean, North Philly.
I did not.
It was basic. There's some really interesting episodes and there's some not. I don't forget the name of it, but
That pretty much summarizes anything that Netflix has done.
yeah. But the Boyz II Men one was really interesting because basically every person was like, "Oh, this band should be as big as like the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC are to today," and it was just the studios and everything, or recording studios, like fucked them all over, basically.
I mean, and their music, I guarantee they probably don't own any of it, but they have some of the biggest hits when it comes to like.
Yeah, R&B and pop soul.
I have a question though, because your movie's a little more traditional. Would you have the actors sing their own song? Like, would you want to get people to sing their own music?
If you
got
such
a specific song
for it, like I'm not going to go Jersey Shore style, or not Jersey Shore, Jersey Boys, where like I take the actors off Broadway and do that, because this movie could probably work as like a.
I think Dear Evan Hansen is a more current reference.
Yeah,
sir, we don't talk about the Evan Hansen on this podcast.
We just
Brian, that's his pick next. He's been.
I was gonna say, wait till next week. Oh, hey.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I think Boyz II Men will be a cool one. I mean, I will always like sport biopics. I'll always like music biopics, depending on like my connection with whoever the artist is. Like, I'm not gonna go crazy for a Queen or an Elton John, even though I love their music. But obviously, they went one way with the Elton John.
You don't support the gays.
Yeah, but I'll always watch them.
Yeah, they're biopics are really easily consumable, right? Like we watched not music biopic, we watched 42 recently, and we were just like, oh, what a heartfelt time at the movies, and like
it does feel like they're like a type of movie that's like a western from a simpler era.
Yeah, I'm like, I get it. Jackie Robinson struggled, but we're better off for it.
I mean, the King Richard movie is just the same thing.
Dude, that was one of the ones I was like, this sucks ass because this guy sucks to begin with.
Yeah, the dude sucks. I cannot watch the movie. That's kind of how I felt about I, Tonya. I was like, I don't want to watch I, Tonya. Tonya Harding sucks.
One of my least.
She's she's straight up a bad person.
One of my least favorite celebrity moments ever was when Allison Janney went up on, I think it was the Golden Globes, to accept her award for that movie. It was like, you all treated Tonya Harding bad. She's a good person.
You all treated this criminal badly.
And I was like,
and while I'm at it, let's talk about OJ. What the fuck are your problem with OJ?
And I was like, I like you, Allison Janney. I like you in movies, but just because you got to know this woman doesn't mean she's not a piece of fucking shit.
Right. Like,
how long? What's you're just like everybody real quick. When do we get an OJ biopic?
Oh,
I mean, we kind of already had like that People versus OJ.
Yeah, that's true. That's
which was very gray. Which was they tried to be very gray and with him, like they didn't flat out say that he did it. So
maybe I get what TJ what you're asking. Like a traditional, like going through the sport.
He's gonna sell his shit to somebody. Like you're gonna get the untold story.
See, I don't think a movie like that gets made today. I think it would be some like straight to DVD shit starring nobody you've ever heard of. You know what I mean? I don't see.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah,
it would be.
Reprising their role.
It would be on like a no-name streamer. It wouldn't even be on a network. Like,
fucking
so.
My pick. I went. I guess weird with it. I picked the White Stripes, but the White Stripes. When they came out, everybody thought that they were a brother and sister duo.
I thought I was going to ask, are they brother and sister?
Then years later, it was discovered that they actually were married for 4 years. They got divorced, and they still kept playing together. So I kind of want to do like a weird fucking movie where. Like, there's this vague relationship between these two band members, and everybody keeps, like, trying to dig into their relationship and why they're so fucking weird with each other. And on top of it, it's, like, she has, like, deep panic attacks every time she went on stage. Like, she's one of the best drummers. She's one of the best drummers that, one of the best drummers that I've ever heard. Like, everybody say, like, people say like she's an amazing drummer, but the crippling anxiety like deterred her from continuing with the career, and that's why they broke up. And he went on to smell his own farts and become the Jack White that we know. So that's also another story diversion that we will go on.
Would
Like
you-
The only thing I care about with Jack White is that he's Elvis and Dewey Cox.
Yeah.
That's like all I care
Oh,
about.
I'm gonna get you.
Oh yeah, that's actually we forgot about that performance.
That's
a
a, well,
good one.
again, that's a movie that's just like full of so many cameos too.
Yeah,
like,
and Elvis Costello, right, is also in that one.
Everyone, the honestly
Elvis Costello and 200 Cigarettes.
the best. The best performance of the Beatles is the Walk Hard Beatles doing Acid of Jason Schwartzman, Jack Black, Paul Rudd.
Who's the fourth one?
That's We Are the beat. Schwartzman.
No,
I said Jason Schwartzman.
Crumholtz.
Yeah,
no,
David Krumholtz.
Oh yeah. So
Wait, who?
David Krumholtz.
Beverly Hills.
Oh.
He's a real that guy.
You'd
No,
recognize
no, it's the guy from isn't it the guy from Tusk?
Oh
Who's
yeah,
that?
you're right.
Justin Long.
Jason,
yeah,
I
Justin
only
Long.
saw that once.
He's Ringo.
You're right.
Justin Long.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's not Crumholtz.
My bad. Damn.
Fuck you, man.
Shit.
Fuck you. So yeah,
Ugh.
that's my pick. Like just like this, like character study of these two personalities that one slowly becomes like this fucking douchebag, self-righteous. He's an amazing talent. I will give him that. But if you hear him speak, all you want to do is just punch him in the fucking
Would you
mouth.
call it One Nation Army?
Yeah, you have to, right?
Can't
That's
hold
kinda-
him back.
Yeah. And then this drummer, like just like her mental state just slowly destroys her, and she can't become the talented drummer, whatever. And on
Jared
top of it,
Leto.
maybe they're incestuous. Maybe nobody knows.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they're actually married.
Well, they're not brother and sister.
No, they were married for 4 years.
You get
The
married
reason
or
why
sister.
they hated, the reason why they said that they were brother and sister is because like if they were a couple, like people would have been like, "Oh, how's your relationship?" And everybody would have been like very
They would have been
self-aware.
about their relationship more than
Yeah.
anything else.
I have an
Like
article.
brother and sister, nobody gives a fuck about your relationship.
Yeah. Honorable mention. Ray J.
No, Brian hasn't picked his.
No, I haven't said anything in a while.
So Ray
actually.
J. You want to do Ray J?
No, I don't know anything
Enough.
about Ray J. Who is that? Is that a professional wrestler?
No.
No, I was thinking like I definitely didn't want to do a biopic or anything. So I was like, who's a band who's got like cool songs that you could do something with visually? And I thought about with the multiverse being so big with everything right now. Like, what about a multiverse movie with AC/DC where like every world they go into is somehow tied to a different song and a different like kind of aesthetic that like goes along with it and shit like that. I don't know. I would just
One
like
black
let
world.
more creative people than me figure that out. But like,
There's a black world, and there's a canon world, and there's like
we're back
lightning
to it?
world. And you have to
There's
get back to it.
balls. There's balls world.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
there's one where a lady has the best balls of them all.
Yeah, she has the biggest balls of them all. They actually did a great music video of that where it's like Victorian, like a ball.
That could be
that
really
goes
fun
with
though.
balls. That's pretty funny.
Maybe
But
really
yeah, I like, and you could do different art styles. You could do like once. I was thinking, you
So
could
this
do,
would
like,
be
crazy
more in
stop
line-
motion one. You could do one in that like wild like Motorhead kind of like
So
art style
Brian,
and shit.
this would be
And
more
one
in
where
line.
you're going like the highway to hell.
Yeah, that's how you'd start.
And one where it's like
One where you are
TNT, like,
thunderstruck,
exploding.
like one where you're thunderstruck. One where you have
Fucking
to
love
do dirty
AC/DC.
deeds.
So this would be more in line probably with like the wall, like something like stylistically looking like Pink Floyd's The Wall or like
but
heavy
I would
metal.
want to go all animated. I would like have vignettes of all different types of like, I would like give each piece to like, but it would almost be like a vignette of music videos loosely tied together with a narrative of like universe jumping.
Very cool, very neat.
And you'd probably have to cast younger men because fucking AC/DC
That's
dudes
good.
are ancient. So
Very
Very
cool. Very neat. Awesome. Send us some notes and a script. Right up.
That's not what I meant.
yes, I'm gonna greenlight. Let's greenlight that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my
I'll
girl call you.
I'll have my
You
people
don't
call you.
me. I'm gonna have somebody call you.
Just,
Hey, forgive me. Who is like a main person of ACDC?
Like,
Angus Young?
Young, I guess, would be the most notable guy. He's the guy that's
the little boy from The Omen.
Guitar.
The little boy from the Omen, yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's Damien from The Omen. He grew up and he was in AC/DC.
They just
He
look
stayed with the story.
exactly alike. They dressed Damien straight up like Angus Young.
It's fucking hilarious because that motherfucker started that band when he was, what, 12, 13? So that's kind of why he was always in a school uniform, because the joke was like, he's actually a
He's
schoolboy.
actually a child. Yeah.
And then he's like 60 years old and he's still fucking wearing a school uniform. That's commitment to the bit.
Yeah, man, he's the Howard Stern of fucking rock music.
I remember when you proposed this topic, I remember when we started, I think it was episode 2 or 3. We had a topic about build a movie around a song, and I picked Rush, their 2021-12 album, which is just like this concept album of this world where music is banned, and there's this like hero that finds the song that will. And I built like, and I was like, I kind of wanted to pitch it again because I knew that none of you remembered it. We
No,
didn't
hell no,
something at
I
I
all.
don't remember what we covered in last episode.
But I was so
You
proud
still
of that
remember, you
pick.
actually brought that up in every episode.
Yeah, I could bring it at every.
After like the
time.
6th episode, we'd be
fucking
like,
Rush.
I think we went through this topic last week.
Guys, I got a new one for you.
Best movie of all time.
Yeah.
Macam.
All right, topic.
Topic.
It's a
This
game.
isn't a topic.
It's a game, actually. We're back to
Yeah, but
games.
that's the bit.
So, the game, guys, you're going to do the thing when I say name that movie. You say your name. Whoever says their name first gets it. To go on with theme, it's name that music movie based off of the bad description. And
Wait,
some
what?
of them aren't bad descriptions. Some of them are pretty obvious. They don't have to be biopics. I just want to make that,
There are movies with music in them.
like
Movies
they're
about
like
music?
movies about music or biopics, but just so you're like just not overcomplicated. Like, so what's ready? I'm gonna go. All right,
Put the timer up, Yusef.
1, 2, 3. Caesar and Elle Woods showed it could survive anything. Name that movie.
TJ.
Yes.
Legally Blonde.
No.
Yusef,
Yes.
Hail Caesar.
No.
Can I hear
What's
the question
what's
again?
the genre of movies that we had to guess?
Can I hear the question
The
again?
genre of
Cheryl?
movies is music movies. Like
Okay,
about
but
music.
Hail
I
Caesar is a
already guessed.
musical.
I
Okay.
wanna
All
hear
right,
it.
add the question again. Caesar and Elle Woods showed they could survive anything.
Oh, it's Walk the Line.
Yes.
Oh, I get you. God, okay, now I get it. Fair.
Get it? Like,
There were other characters.
Nice warm up. That's a good warm up.
yeah, but Brian still gets a point.
I don't
so only
get it.
wrote 7 questions.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Hail
Ready
Caesar.
for the next question?
Yes.
No.
Student abuse is okay as long as the art is perfect.
Yusef.
Name that movie.
Oh fuck. Yusef.
Sorry, Brian again.
I'm going to re-ask this because you all jumped it too quick.
But I said it after.
Eh.
Everybody said it at the same time. Fuck.
Okay. Student abuse is okay as long as the art is perfect. Name that movie.
Brian.
Yusef.
I heard Brian.
Fuck.
Whiplash.
Yeah.
We're
Yusef,
the worst fucking
Yusef,
rules.
I heard you and Brian at the same time and TJ all at the same time. That's why so all right.
The crack at it.
Wait till I finish this name that movie for this
Name
one.
that movie. I always forget to name that movie part.
Okay. But this one goes to 11. Name that movie.
Yusef.
This is Spinal Tap. Oh
Yusef.
crap! I forgot. I didn't say my name.
This is
Correct.
Spinal Tap.
All right.
Oh man, I was
That's
fucking
fucking
games.
hilarious.
All right. All right.
Bad at games, guys.
All right.
That's fucking
It's
hilarious.
1 to 2 Brian. All right. All right. So, even if you make a house out of candy, you still won't be able to save your brother. Name that movie.
TJ.
Yes.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
No, but could guess.
Fuck.
You want me to repeat?
I guess, sure, go ahead.
Even if you make a house out of a candy, you still won't be able to save your brother.
That's a good question.
Brian.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't have anything. Sorry, I shouldn't have said my name.
We could skip this question and go back
I was
to
going
it.
to say Hansel Girl Witch Hunters, but that movie doesn't have any music in it at all.
No.
No, but it's about musicians. That's why I'm blanking so hard.
All right, Yusuf, do you want me to come back to this question?
Yeah, come back to it.
Okay, so next question. I don't think you guys are going to get this one either.
TJ's Googling.
Late on the Colgate hour, he could hit the high C all
Googling.
night long.
I don't trust
all
it.
right,
I don't trust his shadowy makeup.
The next question. Put a little slur into it. Now we'll be the dogs on top. Name that movie.
What?
Put a little slur into it. Now we'll be the dogs on top. Name that movie.
TJ.
Yeah.
Slumdog Millionaire.
No.
It's about musicians.
There's music in there.
There's a biopics or like parodies about movies, musicians and shit.
Why would you do so hard?
Yeah.
Straight out of Compton.
Close.
Damn it!
But no. All right, I'll give you the next one's an easy. The next two are easy. All right. Planes No Bueno. Name that movie.
Ryan.
Yeah.
La Bamba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
also,
right.
maybe the Buddy Holly story.
Yes. Next question. Last question. We'll go back to the other two. Fake teeth star in this whitewashed epic. Name that movie.
Yusef.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes, sir. All right. So Yusuf, you can tie it if you get one of these correct. Or yeah. So we'll go back to, even if you make a house out of candy, you still won't be able to save your brother. Name that movie. Best thing I can say is think of quotes. Yeah, TJ.
The Stevie fucking Wonder movie.
No.
But his brother died in the water tank. Not the water thing, but the fucking.
You're all gonna feel so dumb when you don't get this one. It's a direct quote.
I won't feel dumb because the question is bad.
It's not bad.
No, it's a good brain stumper.
Work hard.
The Carpenters.
I think TJ, you did just say it.
Dewey Cox?
Yeah, it's Walk Hard.
Oh,
I can't make
Why
you
you won't be able to save your brother?
I didn't know we were doing. I guess I didn't know we were doing fake movies. I thought we were doing like real musicians.
I said music movie. It's a music movie.
I guess. All right, fine. That's fair.
All right. So the next one, I'll give that to TJ. The next one, put a little slur into it. Now we'll be the dogs on top. This one is a complete mashup of quote and song of this person.
Is this the one? Is this the Lady Gaga Bradley Cooper
No.
movie?
That would have been about killing yourself.
Put a little slur on. Lock yourself in a garage and
piss yourself on stage. I think he does that.
Say it one more time. Put a little slur on it and what?
You gotta put a little slur into it. Now we'll be the dogs on top. This is actually probably my best written question I've ever done.
TJ.
Yeah.
It's the movie by Cameron Crowe with a kid.
No, I'm not pretentious.
8 Mile.
No, it's Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, okay.
Because he's rapping with his jaw, and
I was trying to think about
she's like,
50 Cent movie, and I couldn't
she's
think
like,
of
nah, put the slur
This
into it.
becomes a big shock to you guys. I did not see the 50 Cent movie.
When you said close, I was like, what's the fucking 50 Cent movie? And I couldn't think of it.
And then he has a song. It's like, nah, we'll be the dogs on top.
Fuck
you. So, you know what you should do? You should probably go right for the Schmodown.
Brian, you did win.
I still won, though. So I got 3.
So I got to tell you guys about Get Rich or Die Trying. Me and my buddies in middle school saw it. It was 3 of us. We went to go to the theater to see it. We saw it in the hood. We saw it in the hood, and we had no idea some of the jokes that were like clearly for that audience being laughing at. And we were like, "Why are they laughing? Like this is great, but like, What are they laughing at?
I'm
I
enjoying
don't
this movie, but I'm
belong
definitely
here.
missing something.
I don't
This
belong
is
here.
the episode that Joe gets canceled. Let's go to Spice World.
Buzz up your life.
I mean, obviously, if you guys couldn't tell, we've been
Girl
talking about
power.
musical groups, musical biopics, just movies with music in them all in general. I think this movie is a
I love how we didn't talk about any musicals though. We were
No,
like,
not
fuck
different.
musicals.
It's different.
but like this movie incorporates everything that you want in a movie about a 90s pop group where it has their music, adds some new music, and then kind of just twisted on the script on it, where it's not a biopic. It kind of does the fantasy level, the adventure level, sometimes serious level when she like has the best friend who's having the baby. Either way, we're doing Spice World, guys. I don't pick a lot of great movies. I think I did go with this one.
You did
Boys,
fun with this one.
Anyone's first time?
No.
Oh, definitely my first time.
I saw it in the theater, baby.
I rented this shit from the Black Blisters.
Brian, go for it, man. Let me know some. What'd you think?
I mean, it's something. It's definitely not like my every time I have to watch a TJ movie, it's like I warn Sarah. I'm like, all right, it's that time of the month again. It's time to go watch TJ pick. But this isn't nearly. I mean, this is by not. There's way
Quote
worse,
unquote,
worse
my
movies
wife.
than this.
This movie shaped her childhood.
This is like
My wife's too.
there's like a low level celebrity comedy built around a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like one of those like kind of cheeseball big Hollywood comedies built around a personality. Only it happens built around 5 personalities.
So I kind of disagree with that a little bit. I actually think this. I'm not giving this more credit than it deserves. I just want to say this, but I think it fits more in line with something we recently watched, like Freddy Got Fingered, where it's this weird absurdist movie that doesn't make a fucking lick of sense. And
I think you were right earlier with more like Hard Day's Night. It's not as experimental as something like Freddy Got Fingered.
No,
everything
but
they're doing, it may be a little absurdist at times, but everything they're doing is well-worn territory. They're not like
it's not.
Yeah,
there's no
it-
narrative.
None of the jokes are
There's no
anything you've never
narrative.
seen before.
There's no narrative. They're just kind of like vignettes of them getting dressed and singing after another, and
No, my wife and we came to the conclusion that it was a bunch of short movies, and then I compared it to the sketch show, kind of like the Variety Hour, like back then
Yeah,
when
what
like
show?
Cher and
sketch show
Sonny
feel
and
to it.
Cher would
Especially
do like
when you
skits.
do the like cutaways to them in like weird little costumes and like, oh, we're all a bunch of house mums or or like whatever.
Do you want to
I'm
hear
a
something
terrorist,
upsetting?
but I get off because I smile at people and stuff.
Do you want to hear something upsetting about this? This is still the highest grossing movie musical group, like a music group to do a movie of all time. Still, it still holds the spot of the most money made.
Spice World was definitely a huge deal. Like I wasn't, you know what I mean?
They made like 100. It was
whatever.
Fun fact: I tried to watch this movie illegally. Of course, I didn't. I then bought it. I bought a physical copy. I own it now, and I didn't watch it illegally. But the first stream that I hit on starts like with this like alien spaceship. Like it was almost like a 2-minute sequence, and the wife and I was like, we don't remember this movie started like this, and it was like a fucking concert of them. So we watched like maybe 2 songs from the concert,
so the aliens.
and then we went to look for the. And the thing is, like, then the spaceship actually arrives in the movie, and I was like, oh, okay, so it was worth it.
I did like the design of the weird little aliens, their small little heads, even though they were clearly just Halloween masks. I was like, I love how cheap this movie is too. This movie must have made a ton of money because
this movie cost $25 million in '96, which is a lot of money, and it
was
all went to
spent
the
on like
Spice
the
Girls.
cameos and shit. Everything else in the movie is so fucking cheap. Like,
well, I was gonna say you have the for anyone who's never seen this movie, it's basically just the Spice Girls on a world tour, but they're basically only going along like the European like coast. It's what it looks like. They're not doing anything too like deep.
Did they go to Italy at one point?
Yeah,
but there's Americans
the
obsessed with wanting to make a movie of the Spice Girls, and they're going to pitch
That's
it to her management.
with the cameos of comedians. You have George Wendt and Mark McKinney are a team in this, which I love. So you got
I legit said Norm out loud.
Yeah,
when he appeared, I screamed.
Mark McKinney, Kids in the Hall, Saturday Night Live. Super
I still
short,
don't understand
that's
what
the
T.
thing.
Daltz was doing in this movie. Where'd he fit
Well,
in?
It all came because Victoria, when they did the whole thing with the James Bond thing, they were like, "Why wouldn't we just get someone who's actually played James?" Because it's all English actors.
And I'll respect
Yeah.
Timothy Dalton that he for his
That's
career.
not Dalton. That's Roger Moore, fool.
That's right.
Oh my god, I'm such an
One of the
idiot.
James Bonds. I know it was one of the James.
Yeah.
It's Roger
This
Okay,
guy,
Roger
this
Moore.
fucking guy that did a marathon of all the Bonds and he doesn't
All
know
the
the
Bonds.
Bonds.
All right,
And
Roger
also
Moore.
Timothy Dalton is in
Fuck
Hot Fuzz.
you.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz.
Timothy
Yeah.
That
Dalton.
dude was paid thousands of dollars for 2 days, and he taped all his scenes
He never
completely
leaves
alone,
the room that
And
he's
he got to play
in.
with the
Like he's
pig.
always by himself. He never has to
always
deal
by
with
himself,
anybody.
saying riddles, like fucking riddles that mean nothing. And then he
Never
just went
changes
home and
clothes.
collected his.
Outfit's always the same.
And he got to
I
play with the
fucking
pig.
respect that so much that he just made bank for nothing. He was just like, all right, I'll go to the set and tape for 2 days and go back home.
And even
Yeah.
Meatloaf just got to hang out in that, in the bus set.
Can we talk about the weird fucking? All right, so when I was a kid, and I'm gonna ask everybody to rank their as a youth their rankings, and now as an adult. Brian, you don't count because this is your maybe you count because you've seen them. They were in your pop culture venue.
Yeah, I didn't have strong opinions on them.
Yeah.
It's like I
But
talked about earlier. It's weird to sexualize a baby, and
that's what I was gonna say. Like as a kid, I've never been into blondes. Like that's just not my vibe. So she was always ranked low. But as an adult, I was very grossed out by the pedophile coding.
It's weird.
the weird baby vibe. Yeah.
It's so fucking rough.
Because you're so also. It's like you're obviously so supposed to think of her as attractive. Like they don't
Exactly.
go out of their way to discourage you from thinking
No.
that. You know.
No, she's always sucking on a lollipop.
Yep. And the aliens
Yeah.
immediately see her and it's like, oh, it's the little blonde one, the hot little blonde one, and you're like, what the fuck?
I'll tell you what,
He's
hottest when I was in high school or whatever, and hottest now, and also maybe the best singer, maybe the lead. It's Sporty. It's Mel C.
Sporty was my number
Sporty
two.
should
My
get
number
there.
one is Scary because that's
Ginger for me.
Scary's very hot. Scary's very hot.
Ginger for me.
There you go, my dude.
Today, Ginger.
I haven't
Back
seen
then, I
Jerry
think-
Halliwell in how long? I haven't seen her.
No, I meant
We'll rank them-
today,
we'll rank them
watching
later.
Me
We'll rank-
Today, the movie.
Oh,
Ginger.
today, Ginger. Okay, I got you.
yeah, we'll rank them later.
Back then, I mean, honestly, it was probably I was fucking.
Cool.
It was so young. Probably it was probably baby because it was about that age.
I don't know. I mean, Victoria Beckham. We got to give it to
Victoria
her too.
Beckham.
Always
Victoria
very hot.
Beckham is just so traditionally is still the same. Where I feel like
Yeah.
that leveling doesn't change. She's the baseline.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
she's
think
in the middle for me
anybody
always.
who watched this episode expects four guys to at least rank them. You know what I mean? At least
Yeah,
one.
and
there
I
was
mean, I'm
some-
not even saying I'm not trying to be gross, but
No, I'm
how
not trying
it
to be
is,
gross.
No.
like-
I like in terms of I'm ranking them in terms of did you like them in the movie and their task.
Well, and like I
Obviously,
said,
it's not about physics.
I was surprised how
the
much
Freddie
Mel C took over some of the vocal aspects. I was like,
Yeah.
oh damn, she's doing the vocalizing, the big whoa, I
like
did not know
Scary as
it
an
was
adult.
her, and she was killing it.
Scary and Sporty
Scary
are the
more.
most that get out of the range. The rest are more
Right,
backup.
the rest more backup singers, and yeah.
Overall, the movie.
I did like the Rupert Murdoch joke, like the newspaper guy that was trying to take them down,
Oh yeah.
them making fun of them. But to Joe's credit, there are some absurd jokes with him, like the moment when the office starts raining because he's spitting so much.
I hate that fucking so much.
Why?
Drives me nuts.
It's just
Him spitting like
It's like
bucket.
it
bucket.
doesn't come out and then he gets on the ring. I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it.
no, because some of this movie, really does feel like great. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want, and we'll tame it back for kids. But even you go, who is this for? Like there's a joke even about Victoria Beckham goes to Ginger Spice and goes you could go topless about the kid dying in the hospital, and he wakes up and the dad's like, oh yeah. And I did read about it because it was in the trivia. It was that joke's in there because she was a nude model before she was a Spice Girl.
Yeah, and she
Huh?
did
But
play.
like you don't know that as an audience, so it just seems a little like pervy as an audience member.
I liked it.
Do you
I like
think
that joke.
It was a good joke.
I was talking with my wife because she also grew up with the movie. Do you think Sporty Spice? And I
No.
googled it, and she is not. But was it coding for lesbian?
Nah.
I mean, there's definitely. I think it more codes as like tomboy, like, hey, I'm not like girly girl, like you know what I mean? It's just more
Yeah.
like, and it's really is more like we all have our own vibe. I
And
guess
because I was like,
don't really. I guess I always gave them more credit for being more individualistic, but as I watched the movie, I'm like, nah, they're all kind of the same.
in
Really.
this
Yeah.
sport, I think like tomboy, and then like she was the same vibe as at the time they presented like who was an athlete like Mia Hamm.
Yeah.
It was like the
Yeah,
same
that's
vibe
fair.
each of them
That's
they
fair.
put out.
And do you think that Ginger Spice was coding for people that don't have souls? Is that kind of like the
Just titties, no souls.
I'll tell you what, I didn't realize, like, I remember Spice World, the girl power thing, but in this movie they very much make it seem like it's just Ginger Spice who's into the feminism thing, and the other girls find it kind of annoying.
Yeah, that was great. But they all dressed
it
up like girl power, blah blah blah, whatever.
The best thing is
I
that
think it's more
Ginger-
like more of the subtle scenes, like when they're rehearsing and the guy's like, "Ladies, we gotta go," and they're like, "Oh, my pregnant friend's here," and they leave him on thing. And he's like, "All right, well, actually, when you guys are ready, it's subtle
Fucking
things."
Richard E. Grant. Why is Richard E. Grant in this movie?
Giving it his
I mean,
all.
he asked that at one point. He was like, "What the hell is going on?"
I did
And they
find
were
the
like
end.
pitching him the movie, and he's like, "Yeah."
I did kind of find the end cut, the end like little gag, pretty funny of like the evil like reporter or like tabloid guy being like, "What's my character's motive? Like, why am I going around doing this?"
Yeah, they break it. They go into the making of the movie they've been talking about, and then it ends with a pretty decent fourth wall break. I would say.
I'll play my cards. I got such a laugh at the toy bus jump over the bridge.
Yeah, that was on my notes too. That's a fun joke. And I'll tell you what else got a great laugh out of me was when Ginger Spice turns into Bob Hoskins.
Oh yes, that was so good.
I was like,
That
fucking
was
Bob
good.
Hoskins is in this.
I was very surprised by the vast cast. Like, it's just like every now and again you go like, "Oh, that guy."
Jason Fleming and Stephen Fry and like all these like British dudes that that are just like character actors and stuff.
Apparently there was a lot of
most of the time they're all small people. Like they're not as what they are now as we know them.
Yeah.
Well,
At the time,
but also
Ellen
you see that a lot with all the British movies. They have like this farm of actors essentially that they always
That's what I was
plugging
gonna
in.
say. This felt very much like Benny Hill, Monty Python, kind of like wackiness, and it felt the movie feels very British.
They wanted.
I mean,
John
I honestly,
he was like,
John
"No,
Cleese.
go fuck off."
I can't believe they didn't get Austin Powers in this movie.
I feel
so
like
similar.
this reference will go over the head of everybody here, but maybe that one person that actually is watching will know. I feel like the bus was like a shout out to Doctor Who because we said that this is very British, and like Doctor Who, they're in the TARDIS and like it's very huge in size. So every time they went into that bus, it was like ridiculously huge.
I think you're
use
absolutely
that word anymore.
nailed it.
Yeah, well, she's watching it and she's like, "That can't be real. Like the bus isn't that big." And I was like, "I think it's tough to say like that's the point." But I was like, it hit me. I was like, "Oh, you're right." Like as a kid,
the inside of the bus is like enormous.
But talking about the same thing with Austin Powers and the jumbo jet.
Yeah,
if you look at that inside of the jet in Austin Powers.
Is there like is it Hot Shots 1 or 2 where they walk into his trailer and it just opens up to like a giant mansion with like pillars?
I think that's in 2.
Is it 2? It's like one of those things that like they go to like get him back out of retirement and they walk in his trailer and it just opens up to a giant mansion. He's like, I'm like, oh, that's kind of sick. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that's 2.
It definitely does feel, and maybe they're far smarter than I am and they actually pulled it off. But it definitely feels like they're pitching the movie as they go. So maybe it was on purpose, since at the end it's revealed that it's actually the two writers just randomly pitching for the manager. But the movie definitely feels like every time they showed up on set, somebody just dropped new papers on and be like,
"By the way,
we're gonna do this now."
That is the same narrative device they use in movie 43. So.
rough.
Not a great endorsement.
But this one was done better.
I do like the one last note that I had is I found it hilarious that they fully understand the aliens. Like there was no
Yeah.
issues with them
They were
understanding
just
what.
fans.
You
Yeah.
think see the closed captioning underneath? I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. And then, but it throws you off is when he says the name and the Sporty Spice is like, is that 3Ks or 4Ks? And they're just like 4, and you're like, all right, the fuck knows at that point.
Nah, they tell you this movie. I'm not giving it the credit of we talked about Freddy Got Fingered, but it's more absurdist than I think just here's a cheeky comedy about the Spice Girls because it's weird. It's a weird fucking
It could have
movie.
easily just been a boring tour movie,
Yes.
or I did love the idea that we all just happened to live and work at this pizza place, and we all met and became singers.
Yeah.
Like the Spice Girls aren't the most plucked out of 5
Yeah.
men who never had met each other, plucked them from obscurity and forced together to create the most creatively bankrupt
They're all still great friends to this day.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
At least
spice up
4.
the life.
They all moved in together to raise Eddie Murphy's baby.
No, we
Mine's-
gotta get it in. We gotta get it in there. And
Great
also
Murphy.
that Eminem line, trying to figure out which
They don't
Spice
want-
Girl to impregnate
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy. Figured that out real quick. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it's-
Let's go into the ratings.
All right, TJ had some stuff to say.
I mean, it's not like it's something to say. It's it's if you came out with this movie now,
You couldn't.
have either they didn't do a One Direction one, they did a fake Jonas Brothers one with Camp Rock. Joe, you probably know that one.
I don't. That's not my time.
Yeah, kind of your time.
Not my time.
We saw your Jonas Brother tattoo.
Yeah, relax. But it's one of those movies. I don't think you can do this unless it was either Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys, and maybe NSYNC. It's just kind of one of those movies. I don't know if it was before their time. Essentially, the way they made it, because they didn't follow the typical guidelines of doing a biopic. They really didn't follow it at all.
Like I said, it's a Hard Day's Night. It's
Yeah,
it's Hard Day's Night.
series of
That's what they
vignettes.
were
They
doing.
didn't reinvent the wheel or anything.
No.
They're just
That's what they were doing. There was a funny recently, especially movies like this, I've been reading Letterboxd reviews just because some are so ridiculous. And one of them was can't wait for my Criterion collection. It could be right next to my Hard Day's Night copy.
That's awesome.
Oh, Joe, you said that you know somebody that got cut.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
we go into
So,
Ratings Face for Real.
yeah. Gary Glitter had a whole cameo. They filmed it.
Oh, we already said it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
See,
anyway,
we don't even remember what we said inside of the fucking
this movie had
episode.
weird things like that. That got cut out, and then a lot of Princess Diana references got cut of the movie also.
Oh.
And another person who passed that I don't remember, from reading it, so this movie definitely was chopped up. I mean, it's kind of noticeable.
Yeah.
It's 90
No,
minutes.
it was
I'm
very
sure.
smooth, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Let's go into the
but
ratings.
The thing is, it benefited from never having a real structure to begin with. So
I want to call out real quick
stuff.
though. One of the silliest scenes
No.
is they bring the very, very, very pregnant woman to the nightclub. Leave her the fuck alone.
It's
Like,
bail
abandon
on
her.
her to go dance. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, contractions," with the fakest looking belly, and they bring her to the hospital, and she has just the whitest looking baby of all time.
My wife said something. I don't know. Maybe it was weird, or maybe I just never noticed. And she was like, "Oh, look, a pregnant lady. Hollywood never shows pregnant people." And I was very confused by that comment, and I just want to put
I
it
guess
in the.
unless it's specifically a movie about being pregnant, you don't just see a lot of background
Just
pregnant characters.
pregnant people.
Yeah,
Mm.
people
Maybe.
living their lives being pregnant, I guess.
Oh, this movie has an all-tier background looking at extras. Some great shots of some people just doing some dumb shit in the background.
Let's go into the ratings phase.
Third time's a charm, baby. Ratings.
Ratings phase.
TJ.
Okay.
No. TJ is Brian. This is your first time around.
First time. Oh man.
And rank your Spice Girls.
Oh, jeez, that's tough. That's harder.
Alan, Corona.
Okay, I would give this probably like, this is just like harmless and inoffensive. I give it like a 5. It's like, right, just a very middling comedy that has a couple of that hits a couple of times. It kind of, your mileage on this is going to vary on how much you give a fuck about the Spice Girls, obviously. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, if you can get into them or whatever, you like them, that's fine. Okay, go nuts. To rank the Spice Girls, I'll just go bottom to top. Baby at the bottom just because the gimmick is terrible. Like, you gotta get rid of that. That sucks. I know they tried to call her Emma, but you can't shake that baby thing. Too creepy. Also, why is only one Spice Girl named after a spice? Shouldn't they have been like Pepper and Paprika and something like that? Shouldn't they have names like that?
Brian, girl power. Just you're getting a little too ahead of yourself.
Well, if two of them are just Mel and fucking also. They call him Melvin. They call him both Melvin in this movie.
Yeah, because this movie's fucking weird. Like, that's like what I mean. Like, it's not just like
Mel's not short for Melvin.
If Britney Spears made this movie, we would be like, man, Crossroads. Remember that weird scene where they get a shmortion?
If Britney Spears made this movie, you'd fucking get her conservatorship going again. You'd be like, you know what? Actually, she should not be allowed on her own.
This is what goes on. This is the
episode that Brian also gets canceled. Ooh.
Hey, sorry, I would never persecute Britney for her artistic vision. That's a callous joke from me.
First episode to hit 1,000 views. Better not be this one.
Anyway, my ranking. So I put, on the bottom, sorry guy, never been a Ginger fan, so I guess she's number 4. And then probably Scary, Posh, Sporty on top. Sporty, like I said, shot to the top of my list for a couple reasons from this movie specifically. Like I said, very much seems to be like one of the lead vocalists of the group. Was funny, had good comedic timing, good delivery. And when they were doing the dress up thing, she did like the greaser, like Danny Zuko. Awesome, good
stuff.
stuff.
Her pants with a sock. They pulled it out.
Yeah. Joe.
I'm actually right with Brian with the rating at a 5. Meatloaf's not singing.
Never mind. Knock it down to 3. We wasted Meatloaf.
But I'm good with the ranking. I don't feel the need to rank the Spice Girls.
You missed out, Joe. I'll
coward.
I am a coward.
Rank women. Pit them against each other, Joe.
The rankings stay the same, man. The rankings stay the same as I was a child. Scary Spice continues to be my number 1. She like Sporty. She's one of the lead vocalists, and she's just my style. Sporty, then Posh, Ginger, and then Baby. I would legit kick her out of the fucking Spice Girls. Like, it's just fucking disturbing as fuck. The rankings. I like a 4, 4.5, 5. I'm fine with it too. 4.5. Wasted Ryan Grant. Richard E. Grant.
Did they waste Richard Grant, or did he do his best work?
I also was waiting the whole movie for Alan Cummings to really cut loose, and he never really does.
He does nothing, too. He's also wasted in this.
Okay,
the best
use
was Roger Moore. Roger Moore was best utilized in the entire fucking movie.
TJ.
I picked it. I'm giving this a 5.5. Alan Cummings. If you watch the opening of X-Men 2, great Nightcrawler. Other than that, in this movie, he fucking sucked.
I would argue that he's the same as Up. Like, he's only good in that sequence, and then he sucks for the rest of the movie.
I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to rate the Spice Girls, and this might be people angry. Posh Spice, 0. Last one. Baby Spice, second to last. Then we're going to go Sporty, Ginger, Scary.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'll rank them.
No, fuck you, Joe. You're out.
You coward. Ooh, you're too woke. What are you, too woke, you snowflake, to rank the Spice Girls?
Go back to the hood and watch Get Rich or Die Trying.
I will. I had a lovely time.
What's your pick?
What? Oh, okay. I actually have, like, my next, 4 picks planned out. I just had, like, a flurry of things. And there will be a couple of them will have games to choose between, but not this week. This week, this came to me a couple weeks ago, and it's been sitting on the back burner just waiting to get picked. We've done a lot of knockoffs of watershed films, and a lot of Tarantino knockoffs has been our bread and butter. But there's another movie that came out in the late 90s that really inspired people, and that was The Matrix. So I would like to check out the Christian Bale vehicle Equilibrium.
Oh, shit.
This makes so much sense on the pantheon of Brian picks. It's not even
Yeah,
funny.
it really does. It really does. I feel like this movie could really backfire.
I can't wait to tell you about how I had to
like,
watch
you
It's been
saw
a long
it.
time since
I
I've
can't
seen
wait
it.
to tell
I
you.
feel like this movie takes itself very seriously.
Well, I can't wait to tell you guys how I had to watch Equilibrium in high school when we read Fahrenheit 451.
It is an update of Fahrenheit 4. Don't use the word all our talking points, Joe.
I said can't wait to tell you. You're getting ahead of yourself.
I'm out.
Where can the people find you, DJ?
You guys are on Flyover State of Film YouTube. You guys can find me at TJ Dex on Twitter. Check out the latest episodes of Flyover State of Fear. I think we might have some flyovers in the works. Other than that, yeah, see me on Twitter just being negative as fuck.
Brian.
Oh, I'm a baby. You can find me on Twitter giving my widow opinions at Horst Quiz. Ooh, girl power.
Joe.
I don't know if I can follow that. You can find me here at Flyover State of Fear every other week. Just slew of guests. We got a full summer slate for you. Mute me on Twitter because it's the Mets, baby. Gotta love the Mets.
Yeah.
I saw Morgan Robinson tweeting about the Mets. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You're supposed to tweet about soccer or something.
He said he's a fan. He said he went to LA and the Dodgers were playing the Mets. And this is on Fear. And he said, because I didn't want to root for the home team, I became a Mets fan. I said, my man.
I totally remember that from when I watched that episode. I must have just forgot.
I edited that episode and I totally heard
I
it.
think he said it was maybe not on recording. He said it at the end of the episode.
That's probably why I missed it then. That's what it was.
Yeah. But anyway,
Fun
you can find me there.
Fun fact, don't even try it. Don't even look for it. You cannot rent a house in Tuscany. Bye!